Hello, Jem Ayres here, sex coach and sexological bodyworker, and I'm talking about the Empowered Women's Book Club. Now, this is a group of women that meet every Wednesday, and we've been doing this almost 4 years now, and it's a really beautiful space to women to work on sexual self-empowerment. And the books that we read are all around sexual self-discovery. And the idea with it is that it gives us a weekly titrated way of checking in with ourselves, checking in with our bodies, learning through groups, so we learn from each other, and also having regular updates on my teachings, basically. And some weeks we do more practices and practical homework, and some weeks we do embodiment, and some weeks it's more discussion and journaling. And there's always optional homework. So it's much bigger than a book club. And the videos on my website are full of women's testimonials about how much they love it. And I love running it. So if you want to join us, it's Wednesday evenings and it's women only. And the next book, drum roll please, is In the Garden of Desire, Understanding the Intimate World of Women's Sexual Fantasies. Brilliant sexual fantasies. We haven't actually looked at female sexual fantasies yet. And I'm going to read you. So basically it's written by two brilliant women, all who have interviewed hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of women about sexual fantasies, because the idea is that we're trying to normalize the conversation around female pleasure. And I know I definitely, when I was younger, before I started this work, I didn't think I really had any fantasies. So for me, part of my path was about actually having permission to figure out that I had desire and I did like what I liked, and trying to figure out what that is. So I'm going to read you some bits from this book. It says here that our goal has been to offer you an opportunity to develop a rich and dynamic understanding of women's sexual fantasies. In the following chapters, you'll learn a new way of exploring fantasies that emphasize a woman's personal experience. You'll find out how you can benefit from using an exciting new language for describing fantasies, investigating the early sources of your sexual thoughts, recognizing your own sexual style, and evaluating the pros and cons of how particular sexual fantasies operate in your life. You'll learn how other women have been able to gain personal wisdom from tracing the evolution of their fantasies and analysing them closely to unlock their hidden meaning. Brilliant. So for those of us that have loads of sexual fantasies, or those of us that have troubling sexual fantasies, or those of us that don't think we have any and think that we have low desire or low libido, this book club is for you. It says here that actually fantasies with scripted plots often what is kind of more predominant in female fantasies. And it says to better define and understand our scripted sexual fantasies, we can categorize them according to 6 different roles. And these roles correspond to how women see herself in the context of her own fantasy. So for example, 6 of the most popular roles for women to play in their sexual fantasies are pretty maiden, victim, wild woman, dominatrix, beloved, and voyeur. Nice. And this bit says, to varying degrees, all of the women we interviewed could see how their early life experiences had imprinted them, for better or worse, with an idea of what sex is all about. The sexual fantasies women experienced as adults often contain some truth or insight about their past. Some women can see how their fantasy lives developed to reflect what they enjoyed as girls, whilst others have created adult fantasies as a way to overcome the past. And it says women's fantasies don't stop evolving when they mature from adolescence into the more sexually active period of adulthood. Instead, a woman's fantasy life is often a reflection of her search for sexual power, pleasure, and identity that started in childhood. And the last bit I want to read from this book. It was as if each woman intuitively knew that her fantasies had a message worth hearing. My fantasy tells me to be free and creative in life, one woman said. Suggested another, my fantasy tells me I'm capable of loving myself despite my shortcomings, and that someone else will love me too. So I'm super excited about this. It's a 12-week book club. The women are absolutely brilliant. It creates this supported network for us to check in with each other each week, working with a sex coach around our sexual fantasies. It starts October the 23rd. Wednesday nights, there's 12 of them. It's £210, I believe. And it runs over Christmas. So we do have a few weeks off in the middle for Christmas and New Year. I would very much love to see you there. Ciao, ciao.